Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing good. I think that was me going live. Let me just see. I want to pull it up on my phone. So, live. Oh, yay. Okay. Turn the volume down. Okay. How is everybody? I have a new shirt on. I just wanted to show you guys. And this is the back. Hi, how are you doing, Vic? Can you see it? So this is going to be a lot of things. Really, whatever you guys want it to be. I had some things. Thank you. I had some things in mind. When I came on, I put it in the title. But whatever this turns out to be, it'll be. Hi. Thank you. Basically, it's a Q&A if you want to, and the couple things that I mentioned in the title were some comments from my last video of my home gym tour. So somebody had asked about abs, and somebody asked about hello, glad you guys are here. Somebody had asked about knuckle push-ups because they have problems with their wrist. So I thought maybe we could talk about those. But I have a Sunday message, and let me get my little Bible. And it's funny because my messages always like sound so good in my mind when things are coming to me in the morning. I'm having my coffee, and then when I go to speak about it, yeah, they don't come out quite the same way. Yeah, maybe I can put this there. Okay, so I found a little note that I made probably a month ago or so, and it was something that came to me when I was reading my Bible in the morning, and it was Jesus gives you focus. And I had written it on a card, and for whatever reason, I had taken it out when I went to go feed the horses. And it's funny because this morning and yesterday, I had been thinking about putting on the armor of God. And my aunt and uncle are pastors, and so is my cousin. He's one of their sons. And he was talking about putting on the armor of God. And this came to me a long time ago. Putting on the armor of God, to me, it's like your muscles. Your muscles are your armor of God. But I got more of a message about that today. And when I saw that card that said Jesus gives you focus, it occurred to me, it's like the devil is the distraction. And Ephesians 6:10 and 11, it's titled, this is my Passion Translation Bible. It's so cute. It's titled Spiritual Warfare. And let's see if I can say this the way that it came to me. So 6:11 is put on God's complete set of armor provided for us so that you will be protected as you fight against the evil strategies of the accuser. Your hand-to-hand combat is not with human beings, but with the highest principalities and authorities operating in rebellion under the heavenly realms. I think that's like what working out is about. When I really started to think about it, it's like, what is working out? It's like, to me, when you're trying to do a set, you're trying to make it the best that you can. You're trying to take it as far as you can. You're trying to maybe lift heavier, than you have before. You're trying to improve your strength. You're trying to improve your muscles. And how do you do that? You have to be focused. You have to be focused on the muscle that you're training. And there's going to be distractions that come up. Distractions in your mind, like, oh, this is getting hard, or oh, this hurts, or whatever that distraction is. That's not God. That's the devil saying, okay, you're putting on too much of that good armor, which is your muscles. You're building your muscles, and to me, that's your armor. It teaches you in a physical way about the spiritual. And when we do that, and when we can take a step farther, it's training our minds, because that's where the devil comes in, is in the mind. The mind is the battlefield of the spiritual warfare. And it's like when the devil comes in, he wants to distract you from what you're doing. He doesn't want you to put on that armor of God, which is your muscles. So yeah, that's my message. That's, and I got distracted a little bit. So he's trying to keep you from doing that. He's trying to keep you from, building muscles and building your armor of God, because you can learn in the gym through working out how to keep that distraction away from you, and that's just keeping your focus on what you're doing. And that focus comes from Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit. And, a while back I made a video on, talking about how, working out is more than just working out. It really does have a purpose. Some people see it as like it's superficial, but it's really not. So when the rest of that message came to me today, which is what I was just talking about, as you get farther into a set, other muscles want to come in and help. And the focus goes off of the one muscle that you're training. That's like so true. Yeah. I'm starting to see a lot of, when I read the Bible, being able to relate it to what I've done in bodybuilding. And this is one thing where, he wants to kill, steal, destroy. He's a liar. He tries to tell you you're not good enough. You're not strong enough. You can't do this. And it's like, I started to look at like my life over the last few years of like getting away from fitness. I did 4 days of working out last week and it felt really good. And it's like being away from it and being back to it again. It like made me really see the benefit, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually and emotionally, the benefit of working out, and what it does and how it does really keep you more positive. And it keeps the distractions away, the distractions that say, oh, you don't need to do it today. You have this to do. This is more important. And it's really not, and working out isn't a superficial thing. It's like, to me, it also made me realize, oh my gosh, I just got emotional for some reason. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm not sure why. Hi, Susan. Ooh. I think because this is deep and it's like, ooh. And I lost my train of thought. And shoot, I hope my makeup's not gonna run. Yeah, it's like it came to me today, after doing last week. But, gosh, I'm sorry. That's the way I always connected with him and didn't really realize it. It's like you get focused on I always used to say get in your body, but it's like now I think it's like get in your spirit. I think it, when I talk about getting grounded, it's like I think it's really about getting grounded in your spirit. And yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was like a revelation today. And I hope this is coming out the way that it came to me this morning, because it makes sense. It's like relating. It's relating this to what the Bible says. And it's truth. Yes, it's all connected. And, I think I'm seeing more how it's all connected. And it's like when you train and you see your physical strength, it trains your spiritual strength too. Just like what I was talking about, being able to take a step farther, push. Don't just stop at 10 reps. Don't just stop at 12 or 15 reps or whatever. It's like push yourself, because it's the pushing past that barrier that's wanting to stop you. Pushing past that is really where it's at, whether it's for physical gains or spiritual gains. It's the same. This is all the same in one. And, it's like lately I've been working a lot on the spiritual part of it and getting into the Bible more. And, last week, June 1st, last Monday, I started day one. I said I was going to start again. And I did. And now I'm like really seeing how this and the fitness, the working out, how it goes together. And I think they run parallel, I guess you could say, where, when you are strong physically, you're strong spiritually too. And I think it can be vice versa when you start to really see who you are in Christ. And it's funny how the devil can trick you, because I've kind of always had a sense of who I was in Christ, but somebody said something to me back in March and even a couple years ago. And I was looking at that today too, where it's like, you know what? That's kind of when I started to like question and doubt. But now that I started working out again and I like feel who I am again, it's like, I knew it back then. I didn't, I got away from it because I believed somebody else over what I believed. And that's the devil's trick again, right? Oh, you don't really know. You did these bad things, and some of the things that like came to me that I feel like I've been delivered from. And I've never said this out loud to you guys, but a lot of things, marijuana, drugs, ecstasy, acid, steroids, alcohol, all these things. And alcohol was like last year, I was starting to drink too much. And, it's a way to numb yourself and like not feel some of the bad things. And can't believe I'm telling you guys this, but this is my testimony. This is my testimony of like what God can do for you. And yes, it's a holistic thing. I'm really seeing how I think God has taken me deeper into like what all this means and how they can come together and how, you can take fitness and relate it to the Bible. Fitness isn't just a thing for your body, and it's like, so thinking about the abs, this came to me too. Thinking about the abs, somebody had asked to show my abs. I hope you didn't mean show my abs because you don't want to see my abs right now. I was thinking maybe it was like ab routine. Exactly. This is why you're born again. And it's like, after this person said this about I think it was back in March, and I started questioning. There was a good thing from it, and it was, turning to the Bible and finding my own things. And I had some really good times. Oh, thank you. That's going to make me want to cry. Yeah, whenever I do my videos, they're raw, they're spur of the moment, and I have always had a hard time. They say for YouTube channel, you're supposed to write scripts, and I just can't do that. Sometimes for some of them, I might jot down some notes just so I don't forget certain things, but, and I was going to do that for today, but it's like it started putting me in my mind too much instead of in my heart. And I just figured I'll be led when I get on. But I think I was saying, like, so yeah, back in March, it did take me deeper into the Bible. It made my relationship with God deeper. But then it started to turn into legalism. And that was something that I didn't really know that I knew, but I did through the fitness field. But I looked it up for what does that mean for the Bible? And it's like legalism is when you're trying to follow the law, and that law is more important than your relationship with Jesus. And I had started to get into that because I was so afraid I was going to do something wrong. And that's the trick of the devil. It's like, I was so afraid, I wasn't being good. I wasn't being good enough for God. And then you get into works. And my aunt, that's a pastor, she had mentioned something about start to get into sin consciousness, and sin consciousness paralyzes you, where it's like you think you're bad. And it's like, it was starting to really weigh heavy on my heart, because I'm like, this isn't feeling good. It's like, what is wrong with me? And finally today, when I woke up, I got some good sleep last night. I woke up today, and it's like, it's because you're trying too hard. And, you can do that in fitness too. When you're doing a set, there's a difference between being up in your mind and then doing it from your heart and doing it from your whole being and being connected. And it's like, I started to relate the two. It's like, I was doing what I tell my clients sometimes, where it's like, okay, you're trying too hard. You're up in your head. You're trying to do it right by your head instead of like getting inside and like feeling, which that's another thing that's supposed to be bad, is feeling. But I think there is something to, like, the energy of something, because there's an energy of you being in your head, and then there's energy of you like being totally full and connected to your whole body. But also, if you look at like legalism, I see that in the fitness world too, where it's like you have, this you're trying to follow, which that can teach you things too. But it's like, it really becomes fun when you start to listen to your guidance. I was always a believer of the routine of no routines, because if you're really following your inner guidance, your Holy Spirit, it's like you'll be led to what you're supposed to do. And that's the way I like to do these videos. And that's the way when I do my workouts, a lot of times I might have an idea what I'm going to start with, but then whenever I start, I let it unfold, because I like to be led that way. I don't like to like try to like think of what I'm going to do and have it all written out and say I'm going to do this, this, and this. It's like I never could do that. I always had a hard time doing that. Because I think it is more about God's unique physiques. We're all unique and we're all individual. And it's like, we have to find what works for us. You can, and I used to do this a long time ago, you look in the magazines and you see somebody's routine and you're like, oh, I'm going to do that. They look really good. I'm going to do that. And it's like, it just never really felt like it fit. So it's like, if you're going to find your own unique physique, you have to get in touch with that Holy Spirit, get in touch with your I always used to say the inside of yourself, which it is. It's like, you have to get in touch with you and what is your guidance saying, because when you get in touch with that, then that's when your body really starts to change. And I'll give you an example. arms. Biceps and calves are probably like my weakest body parts and hardest body parts to get to grow. Everybody's like, oh, you have to do heavy barbell curls, in order to like really make them grow. And I tried that, and it's like what made my arms grow is what I felt the best was cable work. Just really, doing standing cable curls, preacher cable curls, but the cable gave me a different feel than the free weights ever did. I felt like the cables, and maybe it was because of the continuous tension, but I felt like I could really focus. Yeah, time under tension. Yeah. I just felt like I could really focus, and I could like really get deep inside the muscle, and I could like squeeze the muscle harder. And I just got such a good pump with that. And that's what made my arms start to grow, so everything you read, in the magazines, I don't even know if they still have those magazines, Muscle and Fitness and Flex. I haven't like really looked for those in a long time. But yeah, just because somebody's doing a certain routine, I think you can get insight. I think you can get insights and ideas from other people. And to me, it's like when something like makes you go, ooh, I want to try that. To me, that's the Holy Spirit saying, yeah, try that. That's how my guidance works. Like if I see somebody doing an exercise, it's like, ooh, that looks really good. It makes me feel light, and it's like a light bulb goes off. It's light. It feels light. It feels exciting. It's like, that's my guidance saying, yeah, try that. And so whenever I try something like that, it's either going to feel right or feel good, or it's not. And just because it doesn't at the time doesn't mean that it won't later on down the road. It's maybe just not right for that time. Because I've tried things and it's like, no, I didn't really like the way that felt. It was okay. And then you get away from it for a little while, and then all of a sudden you're doing something and it pops in your mind. And to me, when it pops in my mind again, it's like, okay, well, let me try it again and see how it works this time. And a lot of times it's like, it works then. Maybe I was missing something before or whatever, but it's like, just because you try something and it doesn't work doesn't mean that it's like a no. It just means it's like, no, not right now. Could be later down the road. So you don't ever want to just like shut something out. You just want to say, okay, well, that's okay. Let's just move on. Move on to something else. When I'm doing, different things here, it's like I try things, and it's like, if it feels good, it's like, okay, yeah. I'll stick with it. I kind of did that when I was trying my bench the other day. I was trying different things, and some things that I did felt better than other things. So anyway, yeah, I think that's all of my Sunday message. Is there anything that you guys have questions about or want to talk about? Or do you guys just want to do some abs, or we can go over the knuckle push-ups? I don't even know if I can do a push-up. It's been so long since I've tried. I might be able to do a few. I mean, I used to just be able to pop 20 out, but yeah, not anymore. Another thing I'll talk about too, if you guys want, is this is my, see, I'm getting back to some of the stuff I used to do too, my pre-workout drink. And I'm going to drink just a little bit more. I drank some of it right before the video. I'm going to drink to like about halfway, then I'll do the other half after the video. But this has glutamine, a little vitamin C, powder vitamin C. It has my greens in there. So for breakfast, I had my, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I think I've probably tried a knuckle push-up before. But if I did, it's been a really long time. So I am keto, and I hate to say keto because keto gets a bad rap and people you know, put it down, but I'm going to say high fat, low carb. High fat, low carb, you have to make sure you get your sodium and potassium. And this is one thing that I use to get my potassium in. Salt substitute. It has no sodium, but it has potassium. So I usually try to do like a half a teaspoon of this, a half a teaspoon of Himalayan salt is in here. And my greens, my powder greens. So this is super green powder and a little bit of Crystal Light and some glutamine. So I'm going to have the rest of the top half now, and then I'll do the second half after I'm done. But I just wanted to talk about that. Another thing I started up again too, and I really like these, is Perfect Amino. So I took 5 of these beforehand too, and I've been taking these twice a day, and I think it's like filled my muscles out a little bit more. And that was something that I had gotten lazy about too, is like not really focusing on protein and getting enough protein in. And well, we're getting some little trolls in here, I think. I don't know if there's a way to block these people. What brand is Super Greens? I've just gotten them from my grocery store. They're, oh wait, I think I still have, I still have my other one out here. My Amazing Grass. It's organic super green powder. And I like them because it says, you know, one teaspoon is equal to 1.5 servings of greens. So with my my keto diet, my breakfast this morning was some scrambled eggs and bacon. So then I always try to get some greens in there too. I have gotten lazy up until just recently. I started to get lazy and not get my greens in like I used to when I first started doing keto. I've been keto a little over 2 years. And yeah, I'm going to see. Are you guys seeing this too? I don't know if I can block these people. Oh, wait, over here maybe. Okay. Put user in timeout, hide user. What do we want to do? Remove, put them in timeout. Yeah, let's just remove. I don't know if they can come back if I remove them. Sorry, guys. Or if that's just, that might just be removing. I'm going to hide user. Yep, okay, messages will be hidden. Sorry about this. And okay, so those are all hidden. Let me go up. There's one more, I think. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Oh, I've never had this happen before. Hide user. Okay. Okay, hopefully that's all. Looked like there was like 2. Okay, all right. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I've never, oh, here comes another one. Okay, my goodness, what is going on today? It's, you know, preaching the message of the gospel and Jesus Christ, all these little trolls come. See? Clifta superfan, who is that? Okay, yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's more deleted, so hopefully, yep, they don't want to hear about Jesus. They're trying to ruin my life, but that's not going to happen. So, thank you guys. Yes, I think I mentioned everything in here. Yeah, I just started taking my glutamine again because I used to do that before, and since I started training last week, I got it a couple days ago and just started taking that again. So that just helps you to, if you take it before, it helps you to get a little bit better pump, and if you take it after, it helps to for your body to repair itself quicker. So especially if you're training really hard. When I was training to compete, I would do twice a day. One would be in the morning time after my workout, and the other one would be if I was doing cardio at night. Because as I got closer, I did cardio in the morning and at night, and then I would use the second time for after my cardio at night. Or if I wasn't doing cardio, I would just do it before bed. So started taking that a couple days ago, and also my other pre-workout. So this 5 perfect aminos, and then a cup of coffee with some MCT oil. That's my pre-workout stuff. And usually I wouldn't have eaten breakfast yet, but I had breakfast this morning too, a couple hours ago. So usually I think it depends on like how hard you're training and what you're doing, but the one that I get, it's I think a serving is a teaspoon. So it's like, I usually just go by what it says on the thing a serving is. So in the beginning, I would start with maybe just once a day. And if that feels like that's doing good, then I would stick with that, just once a day. Some people like it before the workout. Some people like it after. And for me, since I just started again, I'm kind of doing half before and half after. So it's like a half a teaspoon before and a half after. Just until I feel like I'm starting to where I'm able to start to push a little bit harder and stuff. I don't think I really need a whole lot. But yeah, if you're doing weight training, once a day, and then maybe cardio once a day, and you split them, you could do, twice a day, depending on how hard you're pushing. Let me just get that off there. So it's basically, you just want to adjust with what you're doing, what your activity level is, and how you're feeling with it. I used to feel a big difference with it, and I used to have a thing going on in the back of my shoulder when I first started to compete in 2010, and I think that the glutamine took it away. So it does help with aches and pains in joints and joint problems, tendons and ligaments. I think it helps to, sorry, I'm getting distracted again. I think that might be, I don't know if that's another one or not. But yeah, it just helps your body to recuperate and to repair itself, because, when you're training hard, you're tearing the muscle down. You're creating little tears in the muscle, and the glutamine just helps you to recover faster and recuperate. So, okay, what do we want to do, you guys? Okay, thank you. Let me know. So do you want to, I don't know if Michael's here. Yeah, is that distracting? You know what? I thought of that before Yeah, hold on. I'll answer that about the keto. Thank you if you're being serious that this is a nice stream. Thank you for being here if you're serious. But yeah, the wind chimes, I thought about that because one of the last streams I was like, gosh, those wind chimes are really loud. I thought they were from outside, but I had turned the fan on and the chimes are up here. Are they distracting? Remove. Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay. I'm so naive. Thank you for having my back. Okay. Okay. Can you guys hold on? Then the fan's right here. I just have to walk around, and I thought of it when I came in here, and then I had to vacuum and stuff, and then forgot about it. So here, let me get up here, and I'm gonna turn it off. I think it's that one. Okay, hold on. I'm over here. I just want to make sure it's all the way off. Okay. Is that better? Okay. All right. Yes, true. Okay. Is that better with the chimes? I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I turned the fan on. I think before the last live because it had started to get hot in here, and I thought, oh, that'll be a nice breeze. So I'm probably going to have to take those down from there because when it starts to get hotter, the fan is going to feel really good. So sorry about that. And I think, is there one more that we have to delete here? I'll wait until they maybe say something bad. Okay. Okay, a few ab exercises. And Michael is the one that was asking about the push-ups, the knuckle push-ups. So, gosh, that is amazing how you have a good message and it attracts the... Okay, I think that's, all right. So Michael was the one asking about the knuckle push-ups because of problems in the wrist. So Michael, if you're here, say hi and we'll talk about that too. But yeah, let's do some ab things. And it's like one thing that came to me about abs is like, you know, your core is the center of your body and it connects upper body and lower body. And the person that had made the comment, I don't know if they were asking like, how do I train my abs or what do I do for my abs? Well, lately it's been nothing. And even when I, wait, what? Who, me? Okay. Is that like for real? See, now I'm like so paranoid. So core is like the connector of the upper body and lower body. When you get in touch with your core, you get centered in your body, and being centered in your body is like what gives you your strength and power. And even when I competed, I never really trained abs in the off season because I think if you're training heavy, you know, and you're pushing and you're training intense, you bring in your core indirectly. So I never trained abs except for getting ready for a contest. And then even then I would do once, maybe twice a week, but never every day. So I was thinking about that actually a couple weeks ago. And then again today, it's like when this person asked about abs, you know, people like to train abs, and it's like, so more than just the physical look that you get from it, it's like what the abs really do is like I said, it gets you in touch with your center. It gets you in touch with the thing that connects your upper body and lower body and gives you that strength and power. And it makes it where you can feel your strength and power more so. So I have my, if you watch the gym tour, I'm going to turn this way a little bit. I have my ab straps set up, and that's actually one of my, is this in the way? This is one of my lights. That's actually one of my, I'm going to move this way. One of my favorite things for abs, I think, is the hanging abs. So I'll just do maybe a set or two, just so we, you know, to show you and to talk about that if you want to. I don't know if you guys have something like this, but then we'll go on to some other things. Okay. Let me just turn my phone this way so I can see when somebody comments. Okay. Remove. Okay. Sorry about that. Next time I should make somebody a moderator. So while I'm doing stuff, you guys can you can delete them. Okay, so I'm gonna get up here, and my abs are kind of weak, so I'm not gonna be able to do very many. But the thing with this that you want to make sure is that you're not swinging. You don't want to use momentum. You want to use abs. So I go usually at a slower pace. And if you go at a slower pace, you don't get that swinging that happens. But it's all abs. I think is that about 6? I think that was about 10. Oh, that's my aunt. I'll call her later. But when you do them slow and controlled, it all comes from your abs. If you start doing them too fast, you get too jerky. That's what makes you start swinging. Then it gets too hard to really get in touch with your abs. So you want to do those just very slow. Just get in touch with your abs, slow and controlled. That helps you to get a really good squeeze at the top. So you don't have to have ab straps either to do that. If you have something to hang from, even if it's closer to the ground, because if you're doing it with your legs bent, it basically just has to be, that high off the ground. So yeah, you can hold. You can hold on to something and do it that way. Right. The only problem with that is sometimes your grip gives out. If it does, you can use your back straps if you have back straps to hold you up there so focus isn't on your hands and it's more on your abs. So, okay. So we got that one. I want to do something that you guys can do too. That got me winded. Okay. So, do you guys have favorite abs? One of my favorite things is just regular crunches, and also like the hip lifts. I'm not sure what they call. Yeah, let's maybe do a let's do, how about a little circuit. So let's do hip ups. No, wait, let's do ooh, I just thought of something. Maybe we'll try that at the end, because I want to stay in one spot. So a long time ago, back in the 90s, I think this was, there used to be a book, and I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was all about abs. And I think it was The Secret to Training Abs or something like that. And the secret is, whenever you train your lower abs, whenever you train your lower abs, you're getting lower. Whenever you train your upper abs, your lower abs are kind of helping too. You're getting all of it. So you want to train your lower abs first before you go up to the upper ab exercises. So I used to teach at a little weightlifting boot camp, and I can't remember exactly what we did, but I'll try to think of something similar. So if you start with your lower abs first, so you kind of pre-exhaust those first and focus just on those, because then when you go to your upper, you're kind of using both. So I hope that made sense. So we're going to do, let's do some leg raises. We'll do some hip thrust. Both of those are more lower ab focused. Then we'll go into regular crunches and then feet up crunches. Does that sound good? So that's 4 things. The feet up crunches, regular crunches gets more of the main part of the upper ab. The feet up crunches gets a little bit higher, and you kind of do them a little differently. Let's just start. Actually, I'm still on camera, right? Okay. So for the lower abs, I like to put my hands under my butt, bring myself up. So placing your hands under your butt helps to push your low back into the ground, so it supports your lower back. As you do the leg lifts, the lower you go, the harder it's going to be on your back. So if you have a weaker back, don't go so low, kind of stay up, because the higher you stay, it keeps that lower back on the ground, which protects your lower back. So adjust the distance that you go down. Okay, and with these two, it's like you don't want to come up too high. You want to stay, it's like about a 6 to maybe 10 inch or so range. So it's right here. Right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20. Okay, hip thrust. Well, I don't think they're called hip thrust. I don't know what they're called. Hands here. These are where you kind of Raise your butt off the ground. 3, 4, 3 more. 1. Oh. Regular crunches. For regular crunches, I like to do elbows in close to my head. I tuck my chin to my chest, and I keep that locked in, and I crunch towards my knees. And the legs up. Your aim is up instead of forward like on the crunches. So legs go up in the air. And you're going to reach toward your toes. So you're going more up. And 20. Okay, are you guys with me? I was just looking, it's like I deleted. Susan, are you still here? I deleted this last person and I was seeing Susan's message was retracted, but I think you might have retracted a comment. I hope I didn't delete you. I was just looking at that. Are you still here, Susan? Okay, yay. Okay. So that was one round. And I think there was probably in there somewhere too, like twisting stuff. But oh, okay. Okay, good. And I should look and see. I might still have that book because it had different speeds too, where some were slower. Like I think the crunches on the next set, we'll do the crunches slower. But the raising up towards the toes, those are kind of meant to be a little bit faster, but they had like slow, medium, and faster. So let's go ahead and do another round. So leg raises first, 20 reps. We'll call them butt-ups. Butt-ups. These ones. These are kind of hard for me today because my lower back is kind of stiff. So I think we did 15 on this one. So and make sure you can use your legs for a little bit of momentum, but make sure you're not using all momentum. You're using just enough to like really still lift from your lower abs because it's your lower abs that are lifting your butt and your legs off the ground. So make sure that this is doing the work and not because you're swinging your legs. So you're kind of using your hands too to push the ground, to use your abs to pull yourself up. That makes sense. Okay, so 15. Okay, good. You can be our cheerleader. You have ankle weights on too? Oh my goodness, wow. Very good. I'm not ready for that yet. Okay, so now we're gonna do the crunches. We're gonna do them, let's do them slower and really focused this time. And when you tuck your chin to your chest, the back part is only gonna be here. You shouldn't be going all the way down because when you do that, you just shifted from staying right here to now you brought in your neck. So, and this is something that I learned because I always used to feel my neck, you know, like that. And you shouldn't feel your neck. That's why you're using your hands as a cradle. You pull your elbows in and then elbows in, then you tuck your chin, then you lock it into place. So you stretch back as far as you can from here, not from there, right? Now I just brought my neck in because if this is locked in and my chin is on my chest, that's as far as my abs can stretch. See how my chest even goes up a little bit, right? You're crunching. So that puts it all in your abs with no other body part taking over. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go 20. So I just thought I should have turned that way so you guys can maybe see my chin. Make sure it's like, make sure your chin is staying on your chest. Okay, so legs up crunches. You're reaching your hands towards the ceiling. And this is going to work the very, very upper. You're still going to feel like your main part of your upper, but this gets up a little bit higher because you're reaching up instead of going forward. So it changes it just a little bit. So I think we did 20 on these. If that starts to bother your neck, you can put one hand behind your head just to kind of like have a cradle for your head to protect your neck. Okay, so that was 2 rounds. Are you guys up for another round? One more round? Oh, I just thought of something else we could do too. We can just make this an ab day. Okay, do you guys have Susan, do you have a ball? I was just looking at my ball here. It was all filled up yesterday and it's like, it's already losing air. Huh. Must have a leak or something. Okay, do you guys want to go through that again? One more round of those, or do you want to move on to something else? I'm up for whatever you guys want to do. I'm gonna get some water. Wait for you guys. Okay. Anybody? Let me see. Okay. All right. I guess I'll make the decision. I'm ready to go on to something else. Um, and this should still work. If you have a ball, doesn't have to be a big ball. Windshield wipers. What are the windshield wipers? I don't know if I've ever done windshield wipers. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, this one, let's do, if you guys have a ball, it doesn't have to be this big. It can be a smaller ball, or it can be something else you could use, like a shirt or a jacket or something that you can hold between your feet. So this is pass the ball. I'm sure you guys have seen this one before. So has my mic been okay? I was like thinking, it's like, I hope I wasn't like rubbing it, making noise. Okay, so this one is you're gonna pass the ball from your feet to your hands and look down. If you have a bad back, adjust how far you let your feet go down. Right? And also, if you just make sure your abs are tight when you go down, that helps protect your lower back too. I haven't done abs in so long. I'm just getting that my muscle connection again. Man, I don't know how many that was, but I need to rest. Okay. Do you shift it? Do you shift it from your legs to your hands, or you just keep the ball on your feet and go from left to right? That sounds like a good one. I'm gonna let my legs fall to one side. Just stretch them out a little bit. I'm just wondering, is Ruth here? Ruth? And who all's here? Say hi to me. I know we had Light in the Piazza. Did I say that right this time? Light in the Piazza. What is your name? Are you still here? And is Ruth here? Is Michael here? All between your feet. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do a search and see what that looks like. I'm kind of a visual person. Oh, you're here. Yay. What is your name anyway? Are you doing this with us? Yeah, Susan's here. Light in the Piazza. You're watching. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Susan, did you just do those? do those with me? I'm going to do another one of those. And I just thought of another one. Let's do one more of these, and then I just thought of another one that, if I remember right, I think I learned it when I took my Pilates mat certification. The little ball. Yeah, that was Apollo. I call him my Mr. Handsome. He's a very sweet little cat. Yeah, I have 11 feral cats, and they're all fairly friendly that stay in here in the garage during the night. I lock them up so they're safe from the coyotes. And then I open the doggy door so they get to go in and out throughout the day. So, yeah. So part of my garage is a gym, and the other part is kitty room. So, okay. So I'm going to do one more of these. Ball passes. Hello. Follow me. Okay. He's coming back. Hi. Hi, Mr. Handsome. Mr. Handsome. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh man, that was hard. Whew. Okay. Okay. So for the next one, you can use anything basically. You can use a water bottle if you want to. Actually, that's what I'm going to use, I think. You can use a weight. You can use a dumbbell. Hold the dumbbell, on its end. You can use an ankle weight, kettlebell, jacket, whatever you want to use. So these they're like a bicycle move, but you're tapping the same ankle. I call these ankle taps. You're tapping the same ankle. So your legs are going to be moving like the bicycle move, when you do opposite knee, opposite elbow. Your legs are moving like that. But when you come up, every time you come up, you're coming up to the same ankle. And when you go back, then this one comes up. So you'll see that in just a minute. Let me take a... Yeah, it did. I'll be curious to see if my abs get sore. Let me take some weight out of my water bottle. That's not why I'm doing this, really. I'm thirsty. Okay, so I'll show you a couple so you can see what it looks like. And you have to do one side, and then depending on how your abs feel, you can go right into the other side, or you can rest in between. So let's shoot for, and actually this was probably the one that I did the most when I was competing in 2010. I did this one a lot because I feel this one good. And then the hanging ones. So this was kind of like my go-to one. So this is what it's going to look like. Wait, let's do this way a little bit more. So your head never touches the ground. Your head is always going to be up. So you start like this. So your legs shift as you bring your arms back. And you're coming up to touch the same ankle. Okay, does that make sense? Well, you got some strong abs. I probably have about 8 ounces here. And I did find my kettlebell, not that I lost them, they were just over here in a pile. And I cleaned my light one up. It's a little 5-pound, but I'm not ready for that yet, I don't think. So let's shoot for 8 on each side. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. 7, 8. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was that was wishful thinking. I need to rest before I go to the other side. Wow. Okay. So 8 on the other side. Oh, man. How many did you get? Did you get 8 with your 5-pound kettlebell? Oh, there's no way I could have done that. I barely got 8 with 8 ounces. Oh, man. It's not that my mind didn't want to do it. It's like my body was just, my abs. They weren't burning or anything. They just like, they're just so unfit. But I think I got 8. I'll be curious to watch my form on those. It felt like it was like hard for me to get all the way up, so I don't know if I was or not. I was putting in the effort. But yeah, for me on the next one, I think I'm just gonna do maybe like 5, shoot for 5, maybe 6. Yeah, I probably felt those. You're gonna use your 3-pound on the next one? Those are hard, huh? I think that's I don't know if I didn't really get a burn, but it's like my abs just got tired. Got tired the most on those than anything. Well, and then the hanging ones. I think those probably why those are my 2 favorites because they're just I feel them the deepest and the most. So, okay, I think I might be ready. I should probably drink a little more water before this next set. Okay, but we're doing it, right? We're doing it. So I'm going to shoot for at least 5. Okay. Okay, I can do 6. 6. Okay, maybe more. 7. 8. Oh. I got 8. Yay. I think it was 8. Okay. I should have done that side first because that side's harder. And I think I'm only just going to do 2. So I'm going to stretch my abs out. And yeah, they are. They're very good. Yeah, I want to try some tube thingies too. So I don't know if you guys watched my home gym tour, over on the garage door, I have the little loopy things. I want to put a tube through that bottom one. And there's a couple things I want to try with that. Totally forgot about those until just now. And then also I have the sliders. Do you guys have sliders? Because that's another fun thing too. The mountain sliders, or even pike ups. I think the pike ups would be too hard for me right now. I should have started with those. I just thought of them. So that'll be something to maybe start with next time, is the pike ups with the sliders. So the little sliders, do you guys know what I'm talking about? And the pink ones are my new ones because I couldn't find my purple ones. So I just got these a couple days ago. So I'm going to try the pink ones. So these are the sliders. Well, thank you for the second thumbs up. Yay. Do I have them the right way? So they work on carpet. This is the carpet side. It's smooth. And they work on hardwood floor or linoleum. Well, thank you. Another thumbs up. Anything slick, that side goes down. Carpet side goes this way. So if you guys know what mountain climbers are, I call these mountain sliders because you're not really climbing, you're sliding. So it's the same thing, you're just sliding instead of jumping. Really good, what I would call like a, well, it's a little more direct than like a plank. Planks I call indirect abs because your core is tight, but you're not really crunching. These you kind of are crunching a little bit. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you have like a slick surface, just use like a hand towel or a washcloth. Put your toes on it and you can slide that way. At the gym, they used to have like pieces of felt, you know, the little pieces of felt that you get. That works too. Can you get those on Amazon, Susan? That's where I got these on Amazon. So I'm gonna kind of go this way. So I'm gonna shoot for 20. And if you have carpet, I don't know what would work in place of these. I don't know, maybe if you had like, do you have like any plastic plates or something like that? Saucers that doesn't have anything that would catch, that has a smooth bottom, that might work. Some type of plate or something that's smooth, that would slide. Okay, so here we go. So every time you pull your knee in, you're thinking of contracting your abs. So that's kind of the whole goal. The whole goal, it's not just to move your feet, it's to really engage your core right from the beginning. As soon as you get into plank position, don't start until you have your core engaged. And then you're making it purposeful, right? To feel your core. Okay. Yeah, I get everything off of Amazon. Okay. Here we go. Get your core engaged, tight. So contract the ab, right? So yeah, you get a little bit of chest and shoulders and triceps in there too. And when you're moving purposeful like that, you should be aware of like your quads and your glutes too. That's what when, if you're not really engaged here, you might not notice like your arms or your legs, but when you engage this, like I said earlier, your core connects your upper body and lower body together. And when you're connected, you're aware of your whole body. And that's what makes that's what takes you to the next level. It's like being centered and being connected to your core takes your workouts to a whole new level. And you can do that with every single exercise. Oh yeah. Oh hi. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, it's a good one for the stomach, especially when you're doing it purposeful, right? And slow. So on the next one, if you aren't aware of like anything other than your core, see if you can like I felt my triceps holding me. Not that I'm focusing on that. I'm still focused here. This is your primary focus, but if you let your awareness spread, you'll notice that your quads are doing its job, your quads and your glutes and your triceps. Every body part's doing its job. So you can feel your core. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah, I think that's the easier version. There's also, Ruth, Susan, Lightning Piaz, are you still here too? Everybody, meet everybody. I'll show you another one too. So the one that I think is a little bit harder is when you bring both knee in. So I guess I just saw the other day, they're called knee tucks. I always just call them knee ins. No, don't you jump up there. He's getting ready to jump up on my on my computer, on the keyboard. Okay, so so this is what this one looks like. This one is a little bit harder than that one, and then the pike ups are like harder than these two. So this is the plank position. Get your core to be. You're pulling them in, all from your core. So you shouldn't bring them in and let your feet drop, because then that takes it away from your abs. It shifts from your abs, and then your abs get a rest. It's all about keeping the tension the whole time. So when you're coming in, you're consciously flexing your abs. So you can either do that way or the mountain sliders. Mountain sliders are a little bit easier. So I'm going to try the knee tucks for this one. So I'm going to probably just maybe shoot for 10 or 15. I'm not sure. So here. Oh, 10 is about all I could do. I could feel my back wanting to drop when I was going out because my abs were getting tired. It's almost like I was really paying attention to what my body was doing. It's almost like when you're pulling your knees in, your hands are driving down into the ground, right? So you're using your core to pull your knees in. Your weight shifts to your upper body, and it shifts more. Wait, let me try. because your weight's on your hands, but yeah, as soon as you go to pull that in, it's almost like your hands are driving into the ground, like you're pushing yourself away from the floor. And because you're pushing yourself away from the floor, it allows you to bring your knees in and get that crunch. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's what it feels like to me, like what's happening. It just makes it more purposeful. Did you do the knee tucks too? Or the knee ins? Yeah, those are much harder. Usually what you can do with those is like cut in half when you do both knees in instead of single. So in the pike up, I'll just show you a couple because I don't know, I won't be able to do that many of those. Yeah, you mean like this? My fingers are open. Yeah, I guess it would be for stability. Yeah. Yeah, you could do it that way, but I don't know. It just feels natural for me to do that. I can do it that way, but it changes it, and I'm not sure exactly how. But yeah, both knees are way harder. I think it's a I don't know. Maybe it grounds you more. That just popped in my mind. If you think about it, when your knees are coming in, it's like you have that direct energy. It's almost like, yeah, you're pushing down into the ground. So it's like your fingers would be like roots, right? So it's like you're grounding in to there. Like when you do certain things for your legs and you ground into the ground from your legs, since the weight is kind of shifting more so to your arms, especially when you're bringing your knees in, it just makes to me like a direct line of like grounding, and it's like your fingers are like the roots to like stabilize you, and it's that stabilization that I think makes the contraction tighter. That's what it feels like to me, like when I did it with my hands,